Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 143 is brought to you by Lake Mount, Lampshade, and Ella Walker, some of our newest Patreon patrons. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I are going to discuss the incredible New Horizons sales numbers and then open up our mailbox to answer questions from listeners. So to begin, hi Nina, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Little tired from the long week, but still kicking.
Yeah, first week of planning school again. How was it?
It was long. I'm stressed out, but I'm here.
Well, that's good. And then Sergio, how are you?
Hey, Chuy, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good productive week outside of work even. Not a lot of gaming going on because it's too hot, but otherwise, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Like, you're not a gamer while it's hot time.
Yeah, I don't even know why, but it's just, I don't feel like playing games.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is very appealing to me when I'm just like, all right, I'm going to lay in bed, turn on the AC unit, and just play my Switch there. And that feels great. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So big news this week, at least in the Animal Crossing world, but we finally got some sales numbers, at least some updated sales numbers to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So Nintendo actually posted this on their, I guess I forget what I should refer this website to, but it's essentially the website where they place all of their financial data, anything that is important to investors, essentially. So they are a publicly traded company, which means they are a little bit more open about that type of information than you would get from somewhere else that's privately
Right.
owned and that sort of thing. So Nintendo has posted up numbers, and my goodness, is everybody blown away at how well Animal Crossing New Horizons is. And I even told people, like, this game is going to sell like crazy. But even me with that mindset, I am blown away with how they did. So as of June 30th, 2020, so a little over a month ago, these numbers came in, and New Horizons has now become the second best selling game on the Switch. And that is of every game. Well, actually, I don't know if it's of every game, but I'd assume that Nintendo games sell the most on Nintendo platforms, right?
Right.
And based on the numbers we've gotten, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still number one, but right after that is Animal Crossing. And what's insane about this is, like, June 30th, this is 3 months and 10 days of sales. And I can't believe that it's already that high up. So just as sales numbers go, the actual number is 22.4 million units, which is that is such a crazy number. Already it was crazy because I think at the beginning, the first numbers we got that were just like those first 11 or 10 days that the game was out, it was already at like 13 million or something crazy like that, which is already past the highest selling Animal Crossing game that has ever been, which was New Leaf. So
Right.
this is incredible. I guess, what did you think when you saw the numbers, Sergio?
It's absolutely insane. I mean, I knew the Switch was doing really well. We all know that. But, New Leaf did really well on the 3DS. And we know that most Animal Crossing fans prefer to play portable on the go. So I thought maybe, New Horizons would reach that level in like 3 years, not 3 months.
Yeah, and just to bounce off of that, and I'd say most Animal Crossing fans right now seem to like New Leaf better than New Horizons for some reason. No, just calling them out there. But I think New Horizons is great, and I think it definitely deserves these sales. I guess, what did you think when you saw this, Nina?
So I actually didn't see it because I was going into school early in the morning, and a friend of mine who's a barista at the shop that I stopped by told me about it first. He was like, "Have you seen these numbers?" It was like the first thing he said when I came in. He's like, "You guys have to talk about it on your show. It's incredible." So that was the first time I heard of the news, which was just so exciting to hear it from someone who was as enthusiastic as I am.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Just like showing up to your local coffee shop, your cafe, and just finding this really cool piece of information here. So I did a little bit of math here. I don't usually do math, but when I do, it's revolved around sales numbers and Animal Crossing. So, like I said, 22 million games sold. That's how many copies of Animal Crossing are out there at the moment. Well, definitely more because, like I said, these are from June 30th. So it's
Hmm.
probably already way higher than this.
Hmm.
But I did want to point out that there are now 61.44 million Switches sold. So the Nintendo Switch has sold this much, and this number is just below the second best selling home console for Nintendo. So this is the order goes Wii, and then the I think the original NES,
Oh.
Yes. Hmm.
and then the Switch is right below. But once again, it's probably just passed and become the second best selling home console. And I want to specify home console because I don't know if you know this, but Nintendo's handheld consoles sell like crazy. I
Yes.
think they're upwards of 100 million
Wow.
consoles sold
Yes.
when
Hmm.
it comes to the handheld consoles. So big numbers to reach there, but the Switch is on its way. But the reason this is important is with 61 million Switches out there and 22 million copies of Animal Crossing there out in people's hands, that means 36.46% of Switch owners also own Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is insanity. That's over a third. That's well over a third
Right.
of Switch owners. So I am amazed. I am so happy that people have decided to try out our favorite game, essentially, and give it a chance. I think it's really cool to see that people are finally, just testing the waters with New Horizons because obviously, like 22 million units, that being a higher number than previous ownership of any Animal Crossing game. I'd assume there's like 10 million people out there who are trying this game for the first time with these numbers, which
Right.
is it's so cool. It's so cool to see.
Well, and it's
Um,
interesting too because the Switch is a home console, but it kind of is a portable console too. So, i- it's interesting to me that they're keeping it just in the home console column.
yeah, and
Hmm.
it is weird that Nintendo definitely looks at the console like that, and that's why I've made this like really off the cuff prediction that for some reason Nintendo's making a new handheld console. I don't know why, but they're working on it, and we're gonna see it pretty soon. That's
Mm.
my prediction. um, but yeah, no, I mean, I look at the Switch as a hybrid console.
Yeah.
Like, I have already played in handheld and on my TV today, and that is most days. Like, I play it both ways pretty regularly. So, for me, it's a hybrid console, and honestly, I don't want to go back to a console that isn't like that, at least in Nintendo terms,
Yeah.
because we're about to get probably the biggest Xboxes and PlayStations that have ever been. Like those machines are going to be huge. And meanwhile, I'm happy with my little Switch here that I can take. It, not incredibly portable, but I have a case for it. It fits in the bag that I travel with, so it's portable enough to get me by. Um, but yeah, I think that's a big thing too, though. Like, it definitely connects with people who enjoy that handheld aspect to Animal Crossing. The Switch Lite is probably doing really well for people who really like the game, and just the Switch in general. Like, I want to say last week sometime, the New Horizons themed Switch went back on sale in Australia, and it was sold out in 2 minutes.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Yeah, like 2 minutes later, they posted that it was gone. And that was like the one restock that anybody has seen of that console in forever. So
Yeah.
the Animal Crossing's moving consoles, it is selling like crazy and it's amazing. I love it. So old numbers. Old Leaf sold 12.55 million units, meaning New Horizons has likely sold over 10 million more copies than New Leaf by
Mm,
now, which is insanity. I
that
love
is.
to see that. And then this really cool one, Sergio, you shared this with us a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
but Japan sales. Japan, it's a country. It's pretty big, but it's significantly smaller than the rest of the world, and sales there are, always worth looking at. But in Japan, New Horizons has sold 7.5 million copies, and it is now the second best selling game in Japan, just behind Pokemon Red slash Green slash Blue.
Oh.
Over there, they got Red and Green version.
Hmm.
And so that was over 20 years ago now that
Yeah.
this record stands the test of time, but it also shows like, man, Pokemon really nailed it with the making two copies of a game thing, because you probably had tons of people in those numbers that bought both copies of the game just to have like a complete experience of Pokemon, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Mm.
And so I think those stand at like 10 million as far
Yes.
as like sales in Japan go.
Mhm.
So, just 2.5 million to go, and Animal Crossing New Horizons will pass that up. But I want to remind you all, like 3 months and 10 days of data got us this. So I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. And then I'm wondering, oh gosh, how long has Mario Kart 8 Deluxe been out? Years and years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been out since 2017. It was
Yeah.
one of
Wow.
those first games on the Switch. I think it came out April or March. No, not
Yeah.
March.
April.
Yeah, it was April. So just like a month into the Switch's life,
Hmm.
and Mario Kart came out, and it was just, it was always going to sell like crazy. Mario Kart, for anybody who doesn't know, that is consistently a top seller for Nintendo. It's been number one on the Switch, the Wii U, and the 3DS for Mario Kart 7. But even before then, like it was still in the top three spots for Nintendo. Like the Wii, Mario Kart Wii was like I think number three. And it's only number three because for some reason, I don't know, the numbers are very skewed with the top game on Wii, because it was packed in with your Wii. So
Oh
essentially
right.
they
Hmm.
Right.
count it. But it was Wii Sports. So that's the
Yeah,
number one
that doesn't
top
count.
selling game. Yeah, nobody counts
No one
it.
actually bought
Everybody's
that
like,
game.
yeah, exactly. Like there was okay, so there is a way to buy that game separately, but come on, nobody did that. There was a standalone copy of it, and they were like, "No, I already have this game. It came with my Wii." So the other one was like Wii Party or something like that.
Mm.
Mhm.
And that one I count because you did have to buy it separately. But yeah, Mario Kart is a killer with the sales. Like it always does really great. And I honestly did not think that Animal Crossing would reach this Mario Kart, but to see it just like 4 million units behind, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to see that happen, and I don't know. I guess why do you both feel that Animal Crossing New Horizons is selling so well?
I
Man,
mean, I was trying to think of the different factors that might be it. Like, I'm thinking, did Pocket Cam really do as maybe it
mm,
did a lot better than we thought, right? Also, the fans clamoring for a new Animal Crossing after New Leaf. I mean, I'm sure it got a lot of people interested in the series, right? Like, man, these
Hmm.
fans are really asking for this. I wonder what's all about. And then, unfortunately with the pandemic also, I think like a lot of people, they kind of try to balance things out with, I'll have this little game to escape from all this, and it's definitely an escape. So to top it all off, the marketing from people just playing the game and tweeting about it, it's so easy to like promote the game on your own without Nintendo making videos or trailers for it. I think that has a lot to do with the sales also.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
There's definitely like a lot of people out there who have been talking about this game for a long time, me,
Yeah.
us being some of them. um, but yeah, I think it's definitely like Nintendo just doesn't have too much of an issue with people talking about their games. You know,
mhm.
every new Nintendo game brings a lot of word of mouth and people talking about it. So, like, it doesn't really matter what franchise it's from. There are a lot of fans who are ready to just say, hey, you should play this game because it is really great and really worth it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And it spans age levels, it spans, gender or gaming abilities. It's open
Mm.
concept for anyone who ever wants to try it at all. I think that's such a small thing, but became such a huge thing because, anyone who was bored and looking for something to do could do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not intimidating at all. And then you watch someone near you play it and you're like, "Oh wait, that actually looks like it could be fun. Maybe I'll get it too." Like it's deeper than it seems and it's more shallow than it seems and it's everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess one of the things that I've seen a lot of people say is, they're really crediting the pandemic as
Mm.
the reason that this game is selling well. What are both of your thoughts on that? From my perspective, I kind of feel like, I mean, it's not like other games were not available to buy. For some reason, the pandemic was very nice to Animal Crossing, and it stood out as a game to buy versus some of the other games. And I want to say it's really because, like, when people are locked in and don't have a form of communication or a form to get together with other people, Animal Crossing provides a pretty good alternative for that. Like, it's just a game that is really based around communication and hanging out and visiting each other and finding some way to be together. And
Mhm.
for me, I think that definitely promotes buying it, but I don't know. I still feel like I said, there's just like other games available, but for some reason people seem to be buying this one.
Yeah, I don't know if it well, I mean, again, there were other games available that people could have bought. But it just kind of caught everyone's attention at the right time. I think it also helps how calming it can be and how much of escape it can be, like Sergio was saying earlier. Um, but I really hesitate giving the pandemic too much credit because, like you said, you could play any games that you wanted to during the pandemic, especially if you bought a Switch for the pandemic. There's tons of games you could have gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And we don't see like, everybody could have just as easily bought Smash or Mario Kart in that same amount of time because, both
Mhm.
of those are very online focused and really have a lot that people can do together. But I don't know. I guess I don't know what it is exactly that made Animal Crossing blow up the way it did. I guess do you have any ideas, Sergio?
I mean, it's tough to say. I wonder if the pandemic hadn't happened, if I just wonder how well New Horizons would have done. I'm sure it would have done uh, probably close to how it's doing. I do think part of it too is also like when it started, people would have probably asked, "Well, how are you coping? How are you staying in touch?" And a lot of people would have said, "Well, I'm playing this game that basically came out." When all of this was going on. So yeah, I think it had some it had some to do with it, but probably not. Definitely not as much. I think a lot of factors went into it, and regardless of the main cause, I think we're just happy with the results. And honestly, I gotta ask you guys, seeing this crazy success for Animal Crossing, I honestly think that this is gonna make Nintendo make the next Animal Crossing sooner than later. We're
Mm.
not gonna be waiting that long next time. I think. What do you guys think?
I would love for that to happen. I also want merch. Like, just give us things to buy, Nintendo. I want it.
I'm kind of thinking, yeah. as well, Sergio. Like, I think this might lead to a new Animal Crossing sooner. Because for one, it's showing that it sells like crazy. I guess the one thing that this game runs into is that it's really difficult to have two, I would imagine it's really difficult to have two Animal Crossings on the same console.
Mm.
Mhm.
So I still think it would have to be on the next console. Like, I think whatever comes next, it's going to be on whatever the big new Nintendo console is. But
Yes. Mhm.
like, from there, like, I do think it's going to come closer to launch too.
Mm.
Mhm.
I mean, there are a lot of things that a lot of games that Nintendo can put out like pretty much any time and find a lot of success. We definitely saw that with Breath of the Wild when that came out in March, which is, that's not typically the time of year really big games come out. They tend to be saved for the holidays and everything, or summer blockbuster type of things. But
Mhm.
Nintendo games have shown that like they can just come out in March, like Breath of the Wild, like Animal Crossing, and still sell incredibly well. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping it does mean that they're putting in more resources, they're building up the teams a lot more. I know for a long time people were like, "Oh, the Splatoon team, or at least the Animal Crossing team is too busy working on Splatoon 2 right
Mhm.
now." But I mean, I'm not at Nintendo, but from what I've seen just looking at the credits of the games and everything, they have a big staff. They have a huge amount of developers in their company. And so I think Animal Crossing team, that they probably just got a lot bigger right now.
Mhm.
And the other reason I think it'll come out sooner is just like we're going to be getting a lot of updates for this game. I mean, Nintendo's kind of treating their games more as a service these days, and
Mhm.
putting out regular new content. So now I'm just kind of wondering, all right, how much are we going to get that's new content for this game before they just say like, "Oh, that idea's got to be for the next one,"
Mhm.
you know?
Well,
Um
and spin-offs too. I wonder if we won't get a new mainline one sooner, but we will start seeing the characters more often and we will start
Ah.
seeing spin-offs more often.
Yeah, that's kind of true. And that's the thing too. Like, I want a bunch of Animal Crossing spin-offs. I think the last set of spin-offs kind of rubbed people the wrong way because they were waiting on that HD Animal Crossing experience, And now that we have it, I think spin-offs would be a lot more accepted. I think they'd be
Yes.
something really interesting for people to dive into. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm all about getting some spin-offs. I would love to see them.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about it before, but any spin-off that gives kind of a deeper connection to those main characters like Tom Nook or the Able sisters or KK, I think will just make people happier and will become more loyal to the brand and will only do more good for Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And, we have seen like kind of some little quests here and there. I remember the one I remember most is in um, City Folk. There's this whole long quest to get KK Slider's guitar as like an item, and that was amazing. And I wouldn't mind like seeing that kind of thing, like, oh, all of these kind of here's this item. You have to figure out which special character to give it to, and then track down all of
Yeah.
these other things for them. And I don't know. I think it'd be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a really good point, Sergio. I really like that idea that the next Animal Crossing could be a lot sooner than
Yeah.
we initially thought. Because I've been expecting like 10 years between this one and
Yeah.
that,
No.
which, it's a long wait, but we've waited long before.
No, we
Yeah,
don't need
it's
to
the
do
safe route.
it.
Yeah. Cool. So, did you both have anything else to say about these sales figures or anything? Any other cool points like that?
Man, I'm just happy to share it with all the new fans and everyone who's maybe just testing it out and trying to see if it's for them. I know some people can get kind of possessive over franchises that they feel are theirs if they were there first, but Animal Crossing is just welcoming and awesome, and I love seeing more people playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good to see so many people connecting with it. And I'm just like, man, I guess I do really have to make some videos now. There's so many people out there who are watching this stuff, and I kind of miss talking about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean, I mostly get my fix here talking with both of you about the game, but yeah, I think it's time to get back to it.
Do it. We're ready.
Awesome. Well, I am working on one. I have about half a script ready and the footage already captured for a video. So I just have to keep finishing it and then record and edit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Cool. So let's go ahead and hop into our next topic, which is a Q&A with Haken. So we have taken some questions from our post office and we're ready to answer a bunch of things. These are all going to be pretty random. Like some of them will be Animal Crossing related, some of them will not be. So we can go ahead and go through a lot of these. The first question is from Coltrane, who said, who has been your closest villager since the start of the game? And so, Sergio, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, it's a bit of a toss-up, really, with the first two villagers that I got. It was Curly and Sylvia. I really connected with both of them, more so than the others. But I'm gonna have to go with Curly, and the reason is because he was the one that threw my birthday party. Only because of that, Curly gets the gets the choice. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, we won't say much about the birthday, but I just had mine recently and it's so cool. You're gonna love
Nice.
it, Nina.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I know you saw some of the items that I got, but there's a lot more to it than just that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys in another 6 months. Well, we can talk about it
Yeah,
then.
you by then Animal Crossing will be the best-selling game on Switch of all time.
Yes.
And it'll just be insane for sure.
Man, can I just say I think this is such a cute idea. I was reading some comments on the YouTube on the last time we uploaded a oh my gosh, my brain. You guys, I'm so tired this week. The last time we had our podcast uploaded on YouTube, there were some really cute comments that were like, "Oh, I'm getting to know Nina and Sergio better." So I think it's really cute that we get to answer these questions this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And that's funny too. I want to make sure people can find you all. I don't know why I hadn't done this yet, but somebody pointed it out and I was like, they're 100% right. I need to start putting your social links there so everybody can follow you and everything. So, yeah, check the description. You'll be able to find Nina and Sergio on Twitter and Nina's YouTube channel, which is, it's going well. You experienced your first week trying to make content
man.
while working and yeah, it's a
I'll get my
it's a
stamina
test.
going up. This week just kicked my butt. That's all.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get there.
I think it's funny that none of us realized we should be linking anything.
Yeah, it's true. We should have really figured it out.
We're
But, it's summer,
professionals.
and we were too busy having way too much fun playing the game.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. So wait, did Nina? Did you answer this?
Oh,
Nina?
no. Also professional. Gaston's my favorite. I've made it, no big secret. I love Gaston. He was the first amiibo card I scanned in. He has a mustache like my grandpa used to have. I just love him. He's my favorite.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so good to just see him around your place and I feel like you gave him a lot of love when designing his home and everything.
Oh yeah, I make sure to give him like on-brand furniture and old man outfits. He's just the cutest.
Yeah, I love it. I love to see it. So mine, it is Grizzly. He is a cranky bear, and yeah, I don't know. I just connected with him pretty easily when I first scanned him in. I did have him in through an amiibo card, and yeah, I was just overall really happy to see him walking everywhere because he tended to just be off on his own, walking through nature and everything, and it was really cute to see that.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I'm a big Grizzly fan now, and Yeah, you know what? Sometimes he does say things that really confuses me because it sounds like stuff that you would say. Like lately, he's been saying, "Oh, we should go sailing together" and stuff. And I'm just like, wait, Nina's the pirate here. Like, why are you telling me this?
He's trying to
And then,
slowly let you know that he's leaving you for Keel Hall.
no, he can't. I love him. The other thing that really confuses me is whenever villagers talk about you, they mention Grizzly did this or that, and I was like, "What are they talking about Grizzly for? What's he been up to?" And then I realized that they're just talking about you
Yeah,
the
for
whole time.
anyone who doesn't know, my in-game name is Grizzly. Because I just love grizzly bears, but they do show up in different colors, but I can't ever remember what color means what.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know either, but it is really fun to see them talking about you, and then just for a bit being confused and being like, "What is Grizzly up to?
Oh,
What,
we're
why is
kindred
he so?"
spirits.
Yeah, yeah, it just makes me feel like they're talking about him a lot.
That's cute.
He's super popular. Cool. So we have another question. This one's a bit of a set. There's three questions here, but these are from Islander M, and they are: what is your day-to-day life outside of playing Animal Crossing? What are little things outside of Animal Crossing that bring you joy? And what Hogwarts house are you in? So a bit of a variety here. But Sergio, do you want to kick us off again?
Sure, sounds good. So, I get up super early, unnecessarily early, just to play some games and listen to my music through headphones. That's the reason why I get up so early. But then, at 5 a.m., I'm there playing Animal Crossing. I like to play when the brand new day
Mm.
just started in the game. So I play between 5 to around 6 or 6:30 sometimes. And then I get ready for work, and then come back and check the shops in Animal Crossing, whatever I didn't get to do in the morning. And then after that, like I said, it's been too hot, so I don't really play a lot of games right now. But I'm always checking up on video game news, some YouTube videos, or preparing for the podcast that I do. So I do stay connected through gaming, even if I'm not playing the games.
Hmm. And you watch a lot of soccer too, right?
Yeah, that's usually on the weekends, which is
Hmm.
nice because you have more things to do, where you have more free time to do them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as things that bring me joy, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is just helping others and finding opportunities to help people, which is nice because now that we have a link to my Twitter on the description, yeah, I'm sending out like a daily nice message on Twitter, and I gotten some people reaching out and telling me that they really appreciate it, so that makes my day. So just helping others, that brings me joy for sure.
Man, also check out Sergio's Twitter for some excellent puns.
Yeah, that's true. He's always on top of it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the Hogwarts houses, I'm sorry to say I had no idea what those were until a few minutes ago. But just from what I saw based on the description, I would be with Hufflepuff.
Mm.
Awesome.
We're gonna have to get you to take a quiz sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So what about you, Nina?
Let's see. So I get up super early too, but only because I teach elementary school and we start super early. So I usually start my day with a dog walk in the morning dark.
Oh.
um, and then I head to my coffee shop. I used to be a barista, so I'm really picky with coffee. I can't just go anywhere. So I got to go to a place where they know how to make good espresso. I have to. So I usually go to like a local place, and I've got a friend who works there who loves Animal Crossing too. So I usually start my day off talking about Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Hmm. And then I make art with the kids, which is so much fun. The little guys make me laugh so much. And then I get home, I take care of the pets, watch some YouTube, play video games, draw, read. It depends on the day. Sometimes I just sleep. You guys don't sleep as much as I do. I'm a sleeper. So sometimes my day is just sleeping.
I could never. I
Right
couldn't do it.
now, I don't know how you guys do it.
We just like being awake.
You
That's when all
do.
the fun stuff happens.
That's true. Things that bring me joy, roller coasters bring me joy. I'm never as happy as when
Yeah.
I am at the top of the hill of a roller
Oh.
coaster. They're the best.
That's actually awesome. I
I love
love
them.
roller coasters.
Pirates and vampires, drawing. I love stupid movies. My favorite movie in the world is Robin Hood Men in Tights. And I'm a Hufflepuff too, Sergio. Solidly a
Oh.
Hufflepuff. Every time I've taken any quiz, official or otherwise, I've been put in Hufflepuff. And am super loyal to it. I don't like when people call Hufflepuff the cast-offs or the people who couldn't get into any other houses. We're staunchly ourselves.
Yeah, I love it for sure.
What about you,
Uh,
Chewy?
okay, yeah. So, I mean, my day to day, it's like, I wake up, I go to work, which is, currently just in my office room here, where, even all the recording for the podcast happens. But yeah, I mean, I go to work and then afterwards I just try to play a bunch of games and it'll be probably Animal Crossing usually, but I
Mm,
have been trying to get through like my backlog of games since there aren't too many new things coming out right now. I'm pretty happy with the getting through a bunch of games that I haven't gotten a chance to beat quite yet. So I'm finally trying to make it through Fire Emblem at the moment.
mhm.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, usually though too, I'll make dinner. We usually water our grass and our garden and go on a walk in the evening when it's cooler since it's summer right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we like to just like lounge about, watch something. I watch a lot of things. I don't know how many of you know this, but I have a degree in watching things. Like literally, I do. Media and cultural studies. So basically, I went to college. I mean, I was a double major, but one of them was basically I would watch TV or movies and then write papers on them,
Man.
which was great. It was really fun. So I watch literally everything. Like, well, I guess not literally everything, but I watch as much as I can. And some things are really like artsy and crazy and weird, and the other things are just reality TV shows that are complete trash. But I love them all equally. So yeah, we'll watch something and then yeah, just go to bed and then start doing it all over again.
Yeah.
As far as like things that bring me joy, I mean, really, there's a lot that makes me happy. I'm a pretty happy person in general. Animal Crossing is obviously going to be one, but I love music. I play music pretty constantly throughout the day. Um, I like watching things, talking about them in ways where I'm just like, oh, what does this say about our culture and society and that sort of thing.
Mm.
Um, I enjoy also just like watching YouTube, random YouTube videos. But also, I don't know, I play a lot of Splatoon. Probably too much Splatoon, but that brings me joy, but it also brings me anger.
Oh no.
Which I don't mind because I tell Jackie like I'm a really stubborn person and she doesn't believe me but I'm like no, I get to like get it out in Splatoon, like my
Yeah.
stubbornness. So that's just like my outlet for some things that I'm just like, I want to let out some energy. But yeah, a lot of things make me happy. Oh, one random thing. I don't know if you all have noticed, but like when trees kind of grow over a road and like cars are passing by it, like the trees start to get the shape of the cars and
Mhm.
stuff. That really makes me happy.
Aw. The little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a random little thing that I really enjoy.
That's cute.
Um, yeah, and then my house is Gryffindor, and I say that disappointingly because I'd much rather be in Hufflepuff.
What?
Yeah, well, because let me tell you, like Hufflepuff is like that's the house where people are all really chill and cool, and it's just like there's no pressure to be a Hufflepuff, you know? Like I feel like all the other houses are like, oh, you have to be like super brave and on top of what you're doing, or you have to be really smart or you have to be really evil. And I'm just like, I don't want that. I just want to get the benefits of having magic without the pressure of succeeding.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
hmm I
So
guess
yeah.
so. Well, I mean, I'm a Hufflepuff, but I would say 90% of my friends are Slytherins. So not all Slytherins are evil.
Oh wow.
No, you just have to strive to be.
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
playing. I'm just playing. Cool. Yeah, this was a fun set of questions,
It
though. I
was.
love them.
I love the
Um,
random questions.
yeah, here's speaking of random, here's one from Islander Logan who asked, "What are y'all's favorite Pokemon?"
Oh.
Ooh.
Sergio, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. It's Score
So,
Bunny by far. By far, by far.
yeah,
Man.
you love Score Bunny.
Okay, but Score Bunny is new. Before Score Bunny, who was your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, that's tough.
I'm sorry.
I mean, not to sound generic, it's only because of Smash, but yeah, I guess I would go with Pikachu.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought you'd go with Pikachu.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I name all my Pikachus now,
That's
by the
true.
way.
Yeah, yeah, that makes
Chewy.
sense.
Yeah, I name them all Pikachu.
I had a stuffed rabbit, like my lovey when I was little. I don't think I've ever told you this, but my rabbit when I was little was named Chewy.
That's
Like,
awesome.
did you guys have a stuffed animal you had with you all the time?
I didn't have one that I had with me all the time, but I loved collecting stuffed
Mm,
animals when I was a
Hmm.
kid. Like I would get a bunch of them, like usually at like a thrift store or yard sale because they were super cheap, you know?
yeah.
But yeah, I love stuffed animals.
Sergio,
I
did you have
collected
one?
I collected piggy banks for some reason.
What? That's funny.
That's still awesome though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that was
Did you
off
save?
topic. Sorry.
Wait. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
stay off topic real quick.
Okay.
Did you save a lot of money in those piggy banks, or did you
Not
just get them?
really, no. I just got them.
Yeah, I guess when you have a lot of them, it's hard to fill any of them up, you know?
Yeah, and then any money you have to save, you actually spend it on getting more piggy banks.
The piggy banks are the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do
Oh my
it.
gosh, was it all different types of piggy banks or like a certain
Yeah,
style?
in colors and sizes.
Wow. Man.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Nina, what's your favorite
I
Pokemon?
really like kind of the ghost Pokemon.
Mm.
So I have an affinity towards Drifloon, but kind of the original love was Ghastly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are fun. The ghosts are really fun too. They have like really good episodes of
They
Pokemon.
do, and they're always got super creepy backstories. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Cubone for
Yeah,
his backstory too.
that's true. Yeah, I love the ones that have just like, oh, that's kind of a messed up backstory.
I know. If you haven't looked up Drifloon, you should.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. Cool. My favorite is Cyndaquil. I have
Oh.
loved
Oh.
Cyndaquil since forever ago. I mean, I like Gen 2 in general. Like,
hmm
it's a really fun um, generation for me. Like, I feel like that was when they more understood Pokemon. Like, the first games are great and all. They're really, they're special for their reasons for being the first. But overall, I just think, like, Gen 2 is where they nailed it
You
and
guys are both
really understood what they were doing.
firebenders.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you been rewatching Avatar
hmm
recently?
I did.
Yeah, we just finished it.
So good.
It is so good. I love it.
There's a bonus question. What kind of a bender do you guys think you would be?
I was talking to Jackie about this earlier, and I was like, oh man, after thinking about it, I'd probably be airbender, but I don't want to be
What?
airbender.
Why not?
I would rather be fire or water.
Mm.
Earth just feels like you really have to like destroy some stuff to earth bend, but fire and water feel like less intrusive or invasive on the environment when you do it. I mean, fire can get out of control, but you can also make it come out of nowhere, which is nice.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sergio, what about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I think I would go water. I'm definitely with Chewy there because it's like potentially the least damaging. It's the more natural
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
Man. I think I'd be an airbender. I'm an Aquarius, which is the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign. So I feel like I'd be air.
Hmm.
Plus, I always have
Yeah.
wind in my sails.
Oh, true.
That's true. Yeah, I'm a Leo, so I guess fire would work out well for me.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess we all answered that Pokemon one. We've got another question here from Ja Crispy, and they said, if you could have one type of animal on your island, or if you could only have one type of animal on your island, what would it be? What's your thought, Nina?
That's so I like having a lot of different animals. So I went with the deer because they have so many different types. Like
Yeah,
some
that's
have
true.
antlers and some have different kinds of antlers and some don't have antlers at all. I think I'd have to go with deer.
Yeah, that's pretty nice because there's like some variation within their species for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You've got gazelle, elk,
Mm-hmm.
deer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Antelope.
just antelope. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of different animals
Oh.
right there. What about you, Sergio?
You know, I would have to go with the squirrels.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, which species would I not get bored of? And like Nina, like you said, if even if there's variety, but it's like, oh, another dog or another cat, but if it's another squirrel, yeah, that's cool.
They are pretty
That's the
cute.
one. Yeah, that was my excuse slash reason. But yeah, the squirrels. I definitely like the color variety, at least
Mm-hmm.
that they have.
Yeah, that's awesome. I went with kind of the same direction as both of you, but a little bit different. I picked cats.
Hmm.
And it's mostly because there's just so many cats in the game.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
if I get bored of the villagers I have, like I can just completely swap them all out for some new cats.
That's
You
true.
know?
That's a good point.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I've
So
ever had a cat on my island.
oh really?
Oh,
Yeah. Now that I'm
That's
thinking
surprising,
about
seeing
it.
as there's like so many.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll look through a list.
Yeah. Check back and see who's lived here. Cool. So we've got another question here from Squee of Tortuga. And they said, well, actually, a lot of questions here, 5 of them to be sure. So maybe we'll go one at a time on this one.
Okay.
First one, what is your favorite villager personality type? And Sergio, what's your favorite?
So in New Horizons, it's the cranky villagers.
Yeah.
They just crack me up, and they're not really mean. They're just like old but nice.
Yeah, I agree with you right there. I also picked Cranky, but it's just like, yeah, they're just like adorable. Whenever
Yeah.
they're hanging out, they've got really funny conversations with the other villagers, which is really cool.
Yes.
So, yeah, I like whenever they interact with people. What about you, Nina?
The lazy used to be my favorite in the old games. But I'm really liking the normal characters in New Horizons, or sometimes they're called sweet characters. They're super
Right.
endearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like sweet is a better word for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they are very nice and everything, and it's fun to just talk with them. I think they're
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
They have some pretty funny conversations with villagers, too. I like those.
Yes, when they interact with other people, their personality comes out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's fun. Cool. So, let me find the next one. All right. So, bug off or fishing tourney, which do you prefer? And I think we've talked about this one before, but I like the bug off best. What about you, Sergio?
I like the fishing tourney right now because I'm still kind of burned off of the bug off that, the first time we had it, I went all out and I got the golden trophy, and Yeah, that kind of put me off of it. So for now, fishing tourney.
Hmm.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you to get those
Yeah.
gold trophies. Um, yeah, what about you, Nina?
I like the bug off too. I like to be able to see my prey before I catch it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's the kind of why I picked it too, because it's just so much easier to see what you're gonna get when you're doing the bug off
Yeah.
versus other things. Yeah. All right. So the next question is, what celebrity would you most like to come to your island to sell turnips?
To sell turnips was such a strange, like, little addition to the end of this question. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But I mean, it's also, I think it's coming from that time when Elijah Wood went to go sell turnips at somebody's
Oh,
island.
I was thinking as like someone who would someone who would replace Daisy May. You guys, I'm so tired.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I was like, why would a
Okay.
celebrity come and sell turnips to us?
All right, now I need to know who'd you pick and why.
Oh no. Well, I guess my answer wouldn't change either way you read this question. I picked Noel Fielding because I'm just obsessed with him. He's hilarious. I think that he could do some really funny bits about turnips and about how important they are to him in his life. If you don't know Noel Fielding, he's a British comedian. You've got to look him up. He was on the IT Crowd. He now hosts the new seasons of Great British Baking Show. He was in The Mighty Boosh. I love him. I love him.
Okay, now I think I know who you're talking about because I was like, I don't know who that is, but I can picture all the people on the IT Crowd.
Yeah, he was Richmond, the vampire.
I gotcha. Awesome. Cool. Sergio, what do you think of this one?
oh man. Well, honestly, I don't know many celebrities. So if it's somebody to just buy turnips off my island, let's go with Kiefer Sutherland. And he can buy 24,000 of them.
I love it.
But
love
if
it.
it's someone to replace Daisy May, let's go with Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman. And
Whoa, cool.
that would be interesting.
Like he had cooked up the turnips for you.
That's a good one.
What about you, Chuy?
All right. I still went with Elijah Wood for this just because I literally just made a character named Wirt and from Over the Garden Wall because I'm trying to do kind of like an Over the Garden
Oh,
Wall theme
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting my place kind of ready for Halloween and stuff. So Elijah Wood plays Wirt in that show. So I think it'd be fun to be Wirt while he was over.
All right, I'm going to have to watch that before Halloween now. That's my cutoff. I still haven't seen it.
You need to see
I
it.
need
It is
to.
one of my favorite things of all time.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, I think it is my favorite cartoon of all time. So
I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu, right?
it is.
Okay.
So you can watch it now,
Okay.
right after this.
I have to sleep
Don't even
after
worry about school.
No, I have
No.
to sleep. But
Not no. Okay, so the next question is Nina. Why do you ignore all the balloons? And Nina, I'm not going to let you answer this first. I'm going to give you your answer, and I think Sergio might have written one for you as well.
okay.
I said Nina ignores balloons because the only treasure she wants is in the dirt.
Oh, under the sand.
Yeah. What did you say, Sergio?
Yeah, Nina, I'll just say ignore no more.
Ignore no more. Cod the Raven. I who said this question? Squee. Get out of here, Squee. I'm assuming this is from one of my streams.
Yep.
And I can't hear the game audio when I'm streaming. So normally I don't ignore the balloons, but they're going to have to, whenever you guys are watching me stream, if you do, let me know if you hear a balloon. I can't hear it.
Yeah,
My
that makes
earphones
sense.
encompass my ears.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
There you go. I like getting the
Yeah, yeah,
balloons because sometimes you get really good stuff in them.
Yeah, it's true. You can get some awesome things from the
yeah.
balloons. I love them.
Man, I'm gonna go
But you
hide
ignore them
under a
all.
rock now.
Yeah. All right. So I think we have one more question from Squee. And they asked, what is your least favorite daily chore
Mm,
on your island? Sergio, what's your least favorite?
I'm kind of cheating with mine because it's not one that you have to do. But I like to scan an amiibo every day just to get an
Mm,
item, and
mhm.
that's the one that it's more like a chore to me because you gotta go to the terminal and then you gotta go see them to see what they want, and then usually you have to go get the supplies and craft it. So it takes a little while, but I like getting clothing from them. I used to get recipes, but I haven't gotten one in a while, so hopefully that
Yeah.
changes.
You should look up
yeah.
which recipes you still need because I think some of them are personality based. So you
Right.
can just start scanning in the personalities you need.
Yeah, I really should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. I need to definitely look at what I'm missing because I don't know
Mm.
it all. I just kind of like pick them up, try them out, don't need them, and then I just throw them in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What about you, Nina?
yeah, mm, it's kind of been fossils for me lately. They were the first exhibit that I finished, and I
Hmm.
like having unfinished exhibits. I like having something to work for and to learn things
Oh.
from Blathers. So um, I've even gotten the last Nook Mile where you have to get all your fossils appraised or whatever.
Hmm.
So now I literally have no reason to take fossils to Blathers, and it's just an extra step to get them sold. And I don't like the holes all around my town, so I can't just leave them. So it really has kind of turned into a chore.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. That's definitely one that I've dropped off from for sure.
Hmm.
But my answer to this is kind of funny. Like, I just don't, if I don't like a chore, I'm just
Mm,
not going to do it. Like, I just
Yeah.
ignore it
Yeah.
at this point. So I will pick and choose like what I want to do. And I don't really do anything if I don't want to.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I play right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, those were all really great, Squee. Thank you for these questions, but we've got more. We've got tons more still. So Claire asked, what is everyone's favorite food?
Mm.
Nina, I'm going to let you start on this one.
Mine is sushi. I have a rough relationship with food because my stomach just doesn't like to work anymore. Um, but even when like all I could eat was rice and saltines and chicken, I still could eat sushi. It didn't make me sick, and I love it. I love sushi.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome. I'm really glad that there's something that you really like that you can still eat.
Yes,
Yeah, because I know you've been having trouble with your stomach.
always. What about you guys?
Yeah, Sergio, what's yours?
For me, it's a bit on the simple side. Pizza, burgers is
Mm,
a close second. Whenever I try a new restaurant, I usually go for the burger, even if it's like a seafood place.
yum. What do
Yeah.
you like on your pizza?
Pepperoni, mushrooms, and yes, yes, pineapple.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
recent change. I used to be a no pineapple guy, but I've changed. I've learned.
Wait, do you put all those together on one pizza?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Love it. I'm pro pineapple on
Yes.
pizza for
Good.
sure. I love it. And I always have.
Hmm. I've never tried it. I've never tried it.
You should give it a go.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
just really like it. I've always liked it. But my favorite food is Thai food.
Oh,
I could
wow.
just, I love Thai food.
Mm.
I could eat it all the time. All the time. Yeah. Just give me Thai food. All right. So we've got another question here. This one's from Taffy Koguma. And they said, What has been your personal sea bass of deep sea critters? I love this one. Mine's sea grapes. I find those things all over the place, and
Wow.
they're the worst.
They are pretty common, but I think that they're worth a decent amount of money, if I'm remembering correctly. So don't be
Oh,
too
are
mad.
they? Oh, well, I just assumed they were worthless because I kept finding them. But at the same time, I don't have a very good gauge of how much those things are worth. I just take them and sell them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that is a lot of money. Cool, thanks. And I just assume it wasn't the sea grapes.
Nice.
Yeah, what about you, Nina?
That new one that just came out. That flobberworm. What are they called?
Oh, the flatworm?
Flatworm. I think flobberworm is from Harry Potter. I ever since it came out, it's the only thing that I've been catching, and it's really creepy, and it like moves around like a big booger. I don't like it.
Yeah, it does that.
What about you, Sergio?
For me, it's the urchin. Like I see it all the time. And it's gonna be that spiky thing, and it is. It always
That
is.
spiky thing. It always reminds me of Splatoon.
Yeah. Yep.
What was his name was Spike, wasn't
Yeah.
he? What was his name?
I think it is
think so.
Spike.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love it. Cool. So we've got some more questions, just a couple more, I think. This one's from Indie Dog, and their question is, what nicknames and catchphrases are your villagers giving you / you giving them? For me, I don't think I've given them any nicknames, but as far as ones they've given me, they've called me like Lucky and Swanky, and I don't love it, but somebody started calling me Platinum, and I love
Platinum.
that. I think that one's cool.
You're gonna have to dye your hair now.
Yeah. I'm into it. I love it. What about you, Sergio?
Right now, I'm Maximum and Iron S. And I like both. I like Maximum a little bit more. But I do have a couple of catchphrases for my villagers, but my favorite is the one I gave to Curly. He says, "It's not on, it's bacon."
No, he's a pig, isn't he?
Yeah.
No.
I love it because I just made Kevin say just bacon.
Oh no.
Right. Yeah. They have to. They have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, and Tipper right now says Chicago. And I think those are my best ones. I forget what the others are.
That's
Nice.
amazing. Mine's all just pirate stuff. At the beginning of the game, before you could change what they call you, I think they called me Cupcake, which I hated. I don't like being called cutesy things.
Yeah.
So now I just have them call me Captain or Sir. And I just give them catchphrases like that are pirate themed too. So they'll either say matey or savvy or aye, fun little pirate things.
Oh,
That's awesome.
nice.
Yeah, I like those a lot because I like that your place is so on theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Cool. So we've got just one more question. What is this is from Ferminorian, and they asked best Pascal quote.
Oh.
And I just dug through mine because I record a video every time I talk to Pascal just to keep it.
Yeah.
And the one I liked best is candles are just crayons in the color of fire.
What?
That's awesome. Yes, that's very true.
Because they're both made out of wax, but candles are fire colored.
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
I
It's
want
so
to talk
good.
to whoever writes for Pascal. Make sure they're doing okay.
Me too. Because they're doing better than
I
anybody.
guess that's true.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, Sergio?
Mine is Pascal said, DJs better watch it. If they keep dropping the bass, they're gonna break it, but we'll all end up paying.
What? How will
love
we
it.
pay? In dance moves?
Or I guess because we don't get to hear the bass anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the tune will just keep going higher and higher
Yeah.
into infinity.
Yeah.
My favorite one that I saw was do you think ducks get confused during heated dodgeball matches?
What? I'm definitely confused by
You
that.
don't get that one? Because when you're playing
No.
dodgeball, you yell duck.
All right. Okay, now I get it, and it's wonderful.
Duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, those are the things you do
Huh?
in dodgeball. All right, awesome. Okay, so we've got one more segment for all of you. This is Haken's Islander Corner. For all of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons on Patreon a question and read some of their answers out loud here. This week's question is, what is something you do in real life because of Animal Crossing? So I think we will go me, then Nina, then Sergio on this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So the first one is from Catherine, and they said, ever since City Folk, every summer I try to identify different types of cicadas I hear based off their sounds. In general, I've just gotten better at identifying bugs in fish, but nobody needs to know that I learned it all from Animal Crossing.
I love this answer. Every time I go to an aquarium or something, I'm like, I know all about these fish. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you something really interesting about these. Yeah, that's great.
Tyler H says, it's definitely inspired me to decorate my apartment more. I find myself noticing how people decorate their homes as well, which is adorable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. Just like seeing, oh, that's how you place your furniture. I should do that in my place.
It's super
Yeah.
sweet.
Nice. Sasha505 said, I'm really starting to enjoy decorating. Before Animal Crossing, I never put anything on my walls. Now I'm buying plants, posters, and other things that I use to make my home feel more alive. I am trying to find that homey feeling.
Kind of on the same
Yeah.
wavelength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's just really cool to see, people getting inspired for their own physical spaces,
Animal Crossing's just so cozy. You can't help but want the rest of your life to be cozy too.
Yeah.
That's true. Nebula said, I started writing letters recently. It's relaxing.
Oh, what a
I
good
love that.
idea.
Yeah, and that's such a cool thing to do, like right now, too, specifically. Like, I'm sure there's people who are really enjoying getting letters from Nebula out there.
That's so nice. Piplup Pokemon says, I enjoy thunderstorms. In real life, I love to sit in my car or inside my place and listen to the rain fall and watch as lightning passes by. In game, I enjoy strolling around my island in my rain gear, enjoying the music and scenery during the rare storms. I totally can relate to this. I love
Yeah.
thunderstorms. I always open all my windows up for thunderstorms so I can hear, even though it scares my dog, but I just put him under a blanket and he's fine.
Yeah, thunderstorms are so fun. Every time they're going on, I'm just like, all right, it's scary movie time. I'm excited about
Oh.
this. Yeah, I love dark and stormy nights. They're the best.
So does Snoopy.
Yeah.
Nice. And Rachel Dunlop said, me and my kids get really excited if we spot the real life version of an in game item, like an elephant watering can or rainbow umbrella. We start squeeing and taking photos of it, which weirds the muggles out. But yeah, like when you find something that is the exact same color or the pattern design, you're, oh, that's from Animal Crossing.
That's so cute. I think if
Yeah,
I ever
it's
found
really cute.
anything from Animal Crossing in real life, I'd just buy it
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, even if you don't need it or use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just when you see that stuff, it's so exciting because, we are starving for Animal Crossing merch all the time. And it's really nice to like see something that's related to it, or
Yeah.
at least makes you think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. It was a fun time. I'm really pumped about Animal Crossing selling as well as it is
Hmm.
because it deserves it. It deserves to be played, and I want people to know what we're talking about when we say this game is awesome and they're confused because they're like, "What is the game even?" You know?
Yeah, and I like to get to know the listeners better. I hope it helps them connect with us a little bit more because I just love this podcast and I hope it helps us grow. It's the best little community.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice to hear from everybody. And yeah, I get that they're interested in learning about us every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate getting a chance to, tell people a little bit.
Yeah. Hmm.
Cool. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. Don't want the episode to end? Well, you can keep the conversation going by Nintendo switching over to our Discord. Just follow the link in the description, and you can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio, Nina, and me. Want to support the show in a bigger way and get your voice heard during the show? Visit patreon.com/ChuiPlaysNintendo. You can support our show with just $1, get special access to a secret room on Discord, join in on the Haken Islander Corner, and even read a monthly newsletter covering all things Haken and Chuy Plays. We really appreciate the support and put your money towards some great things on the show. Tuned in on YouTube? The comments are a great place to let us know your answers to the Haken Islander Corner. What is something you do in real life because of Animal Crossing? If you dig what you hear, please KK slide over to that review section on your platform of choice. Let people know what they're missing out on. Haken is a wild production brought to you by Chuy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all next time.